Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at YouTube. I'm sorry, wait. No, this is the Going In Raw experience featuring... Give yourself a Scandinavian name, Larson. Isn't Larson a Scandinavian name in the first place?
We'll get to that in a second. I'll be Sven.
What can I be?
You can be Kristoff.
Yes.
Those are just names from characters in Frozen.
That's true. I know. I was trying to think. What's the name of the moose?
You mean the reindeer?
The reindeer.
That's Sven.
Oh, that's Sven. And then Kristoff is the other guy.
Yeah, I'll be Thorvald.
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Can I be Loki?
Sure.
Nice. Anyways, welcome back to the Going In Raw experience, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. And available, of course, wherever podcasts can be found. Leave us a review, rating, or a comment. Really does help boost the exposure over there in the audio realm. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers over there, starting at $1. At $5, you get all sorts of bonus content. And over on YouTube, if you join us in a channel membership, which is also $5 a month, you also get access to all that great bonus content that we put up Monday through Friday. We have a couple new patrons here. Let's see here. Sam French and Trevor Larson. Is there a relative of yours named Trevor that I'm aware of? Long lost then. But yeah, also the channel memberships. If you enjoy the live streams of Going In Raw, we've got all sorts of emotes and some badges that you can have fun with in the live chat. And yeah, it's good stuff. So, Larson.
Oh, dear.
The Superstar Shakeup, Night 1 is complete. There is still another episode of Superstar Shakeup happening
we can hope for a better effort tonight. That's
where
for sure.
we're gonna predict where people will land. I have a couple thoughts. I know you have a couple thoughts. There's one hugely obvious one based off of WWE.com saying Vince McMahon is
what
saying,
a way to kneecap somebody potentially right out of the gate on SmackDown.
SmackDown's biggest acquisition will be showing up tonight. It's fairly obvious who it is, but if you don't know, stay tuned. We'll get
to that in the preview.
Who it is, because
first let's address there's several elephants in the room. Let's talk about this Viking experience business.
Woo, boy!
What the hell are they thinking?
What is
now,
that?
Prinz Gaming here says that Mick Foley's tweet pointed out that main roster WWE won't use the term war, so hence why they dropped War Raiders.
Oh, that's fine. Call them the Raiders. Well,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe there's the Oakland, well, now soon to be Las Vegas Raiders thing.
Yeah.
But there's any number of things you can do with Raiders, with Machine, with a million other things. You didn't have to run to literally the worst name you could possibly find.
I know we disagree on this, and Viking experience is bad. But I feel like what really kicks it up a notch to like early 90s level of pure cheese is changing their actual names.
Hanson and Ray Rowe are perfectly awesome
Yeah, you know the
names.
thing is? Hanson could very well be a name of Scandinavian descent.
Yeah.
Because you know what it means? Son of Hans.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it means.
Even if they were to call him Hans, we'd all laugh, but it'd be like...
Yeah, at least it'd be consistent.
Yeah.
But like changing their names to Eric and Ivar.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like Corey had to dance around. It's like, here's the reigning NXT Tag Team Champions. You know them by different names.
That was the biggest stumble. Corey Graves is usually very smooth. You might know him elsewhere from as a different name. But it's funny, because so like when they appeared as part of an 8-man tag match, number one, they are clearly faces in NXT. They didn't even come out with the NXT titles.
No.
They were acknowledged, I believe, as NXT Tag Champions.
The reigning NXT Tag Champions, yes.
And then they show up, and on the Tron it says the Viking Experience. Now, I noticed that before the lower third came.
Well, you noticed it on the scoreboard. On the
Tron.
Yeah, on the arena, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's an interesting subtitle for their name. And then it's just said Vikings. What? Wait, what? The Viking Experience? That sounds like a Disney ride. It sounds like a crew. I think somebody, I don't know if this was real or not, But there was like a Viking Experience cruise that somebody posted and had like a couple of old, like super rich old people that looked like they were on that particular cruise.
Shaq462 in here says Vince doesn't like the word war. Well, here's the thing. Then like issue a memo when your company signs a tag team called War Raiders, issue a memo and says, hey, make sure they're under compliance of our naming policies. Don't have war in their name in NXT.
Yeah. Well, yeah, totally. Absolutely. Why is there such, what's bizarre to me, what is bizarre to me is that you would think over time things would improve. There would be more synergy between the developmental brand and the main roster, especially given Vince McMahon knows. He looks at the network ratings. He knows how popular NXT is. And who's watching NXT? The hardcore fans, the people who will give you the most amount of money. They will buy merchandise. They have the network. They will pay extra for the VIP meet and greet stuff. All that kind of stuff.
They take all that stuff for granted, man.
Yeah. Why is it years ago, Kevin Owens, the NXT champion, came to WWE Raw to fight John Cena to prove that the NXT championship was the king title.
Here's the thing.
And now
we would think
it's gotten worse.
Yeah, as time goes by, the relations such as they were between NXT and the main roster to improve. It seemed like the opposite is happening. They're getting worse. Worse.
How is it possible? Given the ascendance of NXT as a true third brand.
I think that's the issue. Vince is like, well, you think you can do it in NXT? Here, let's see if you can do it on my terms, on my roster.
That sounds like a very Vince thing, but it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, wait, like I said, just kneecap someone.
It's mind-boggling.
This isn't as bad as the Ascension being called up with their terrible gimmick change, because they didn't actually change the gimmick. They just changed their names. But it's not good.
Wait, the Ascension?
Yeah, when they came up, they had the thing like, well, we're better than all the other tag teams ever. And they had all those awful promos when they first showed up.
Oh, they didn't change their names, though.
No, I know.
Oh, I thought that's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying they changed the gimmick.
Oh, no, so
but
here's
not
the
name.
thing. War Machine, which is how I'm just going to refer to him.
Yeah, because that's a great name.
Because it's a great name. War Machine came in, and they were heels. They dominated. They pinned Ryder, the current one of the current tag champions. So I'm hoping Vince looks at these guys and is so excited about them that he's like, oh, yeah, there's a team that I'm really going to push. But they need a new name. Vikings, whatever, however he came to that crap-ass name, him or Kevin Dunn or whatever idiot put this together.
Yeah.
I hope it means, what kind of matters is they're creative and how they're booked. But the name, immediately you're distracting from how nobody was talking about that they came in and dominated. Nobody's talking about that. They're talking about this ridiculous Disney name. Yeah. It's horrible. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, changing their actual names, it's horrible.
Yeah, that's where you and I disagree.
Well, I mean, it's both bad. It's bad across the board.
Because I said that you could change their names to, I don't know, Phil and Doug, and still call them War Raiders, and I'll be happy.
See, but like in my mind,
that's weird.
Like
but
Viking
whatever.
Experience is a crap name, but I didn't think War Raiders was good either.
Oh, there's not even a...
No, there's not.
There's not even
better than Viking Experience, but let me finish.
So War Raiders was a slight
change on War Machine, yes.
War Machine.
But still, I didn't like it.
I wasn't huge on it. I think I still referred to him as War Machine.
Yes, absolutely, because that's a great name. Anyways.
Yeah. But it's like.
But throughout the duration of their career, including in WWE, they've been known as Hanson and Rowe. And what, like, are they going to come out and drop a pun? They're going to speak in a Scandinavian accent?
Yeah, they are. I will almost guarantee that. That's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to ruin it. That's what's absolutely going to ruin it, because they're like, well, no, not that these people have channeling the spirit of Vikings or whatever, which is what they said with Sarah Logan in the past. It's like, okay, we'll make them literal Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah. And again,
what kind of cheesy early 90s garbage is that?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
What's the worst instance, and if you can't think of this off the top of your head, that's fine. Maybe Chad can. What's the worst instance of somebody who was really cool outside WWE back in the 90s coming into WWE and being saddled with something really lame? I mean, off the top of my head, I'm thinking like...
Terry Taylor, Red Rooster.
Yeah. But he wasn't really too cool.
He had promise, though.
He had promise.
He's a really good-looking dude, decent wrestler, and he brought him with the red mohawk, and you can't do anything with that.
So like they changed Michael Hayes' name to Doc Hendricks.
Yeah, but that was
really
his choice.
Weird. Oh, that was his thing?
Well, they said we're going to change your name, and so what do you want to do? And so that was his. It was kind of, he helped come up with that name.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to think of other.
But
examples.
he was well past his prime, anyways. At that point.
Yeah.
I mean, you can think they brought in Kerry Von Erich and renamed the Texas Tornado.
What about when they brought in Ron Simmons and gave him that goofy
that was awful.
outfit?
Yeah, that was terrible.
What did they call him then?
He was Farouk.
Was he? He was Farouk at that point too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That blue helmet they put on
The
him.
blue helmet thing, it looked like a bell end. Yeah. That was really bad.
Terrible.
Dean Douglas. Yeah. He was a teacher.
Yeah, they made Dusty Rhodes the polka dot guy.
Yeah. That was a rib on Dusty Rhodes, and he was still Dusty Rhodes, though.
And he got it over. Yeah,
Shane Douglas is a good example. They brought a guy in, and he's actually pretty cool, and then they made him a teacher. That was pretty bad. Yeah. There are examples out there. But oh boy, the Viking experience. That's what people are taking away from your superstar shakeup.
Yeah, no.
Not people might have marked out for AJ Styles. Although even that was weird because he had shaved his beard and started to grow it back.
Yeah, what was the deal with that?
Yeah, it was really weird.
He found his Gillette.
He did?
He's not scared anymore.
Is he watching the show and he's like, I'm going to prove to them boys I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
I don't know.
Good for him. He found his Gillette. That's rad. Yeah, DDP, they made him a stalker. But I'm thinking of like more earlier than that.
But also like wholesale changes. Like DDP was still Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah. I know I'm thinking of something. Like it would have been, honestly, if who was it? Jim Hurd wanted to change Ric Flair to Gladiator?
Spartacus. And shave his head,
And shave his head. It's akin to that.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, no, that's Ric Flair. What are you doing? What are you talking about?
Another thing, this whole 8-man tag match is filled with all sorts of weirdness. Because they added something new before Ricochet's theme.
Oh, boy.
Old West Ricochet sounds.
Oh, boy.
And you said you didn't notice it when you watched initially.
Okay, so
Here, I'll replicate for you.
I think my kid called me. Yeah, that's what everybody was saying was pew, pew, pew.
But not like laser gun. It's literally sound like they went into their sound effects library, looked up Ricochet, and the first one. It sounds like it belongs on an episode of Gunsmoke.
Okay,
man.
so it's a Gunsmoke.
Yeah,
you're in a bar. There's a shootout, and it bounces off a bunch of tin cans.
Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. There's nothing remotely modern.
Why, man?
I'll tell you why. Because his name is Ricochet.
Why? It's God damn it! Why? Is that a Kevin Dunn thing or a Vince McMahon thing?
I don't know. It's a bad thing. It's horrible. It's unnecessary.
Why?
You have a guy with one of the coolest entrances in all of wrestling, and you feel a need for 3 seconds before his theme song kicks in to hit a button that goes pew 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 pew.
CFO $sign is rolling over in their graves right now, man. Oh my God. Oh boy. And then that creaky sound of Aleister Black's.
That's honestly the least of my concerns.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean whatever. That doesn't really bother me.
It's off the rails, man. And we were like, dude, they should split these guys up. We should split them up. They're not going to give them the tag titles. They're booked strong enough not to win the tag titles.
I wonder if Vince saw the takeover match between Aleister and Ricochet and War Machine. It's like, these guys are great. This is a great way to revitalize Raw tag division. Bring them to Maine.
Yeah. And we both agreed the War Machine, they're main ready.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, they haven't really even done anything with them in NXT besides just sort of give them the tag titles.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They could have went straight to Maine.
But, man, any other name, like the Viking experience, good Lord.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Eric, Ivar. I thought it was Igor.
No, it's Ivar.
Ivar?
It's bad. It's all bad. However you parse it, it's bad. It's just bad, and more bad.
It is bad.
Count out this week. 10 better names for War Machine.
Alex C says Black may well appear on SmackDown tonight. No, because they brought over Andrade and Zelina.
Yeah.
So he's
on Raw.
I mean, Ricochet maybe, but it doesn't.
No,
seem
they're both on the Raw roster page on WWE.com.
Yeah, but that could. You're probably right. You're probably right. They're probably going to stay a tag team. They're probably going to stay on Raw.
They're a really good tag team.
But Vince can change anything.
Here's the thing: if it's them staying a tag team and getting on TV on a regular basis, or splitting them up and risk getting them lost in the shuffle, keep them a tag team for now. Because at least, especially in Raw's tag division, there's possibility. With the addition of War Machine and the Usos.
I just don't, dude.
The talent level's much higher now, and it gives them a platform to put on some really good matches.
Why is it they were doing things right before a couple of years ago with the call up? I mean, was Kevin Owens the only good one that I can? I mean, was that the only good one? Were there other decent call ups? I mean, Andrade's had a decent time. But you know what? Andrade's gotten over purely by his own talent.
Next to Kevin Owens, probably the most successful NXT call-up has been Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
And Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm talking about people who are so big in NXT and then came over with the appropriate amount. Finn Balor is the template.
Yeah.
Finn Balor.
Well, Kevin Owens
and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Because Finn Balor came over and they literally just gave him the Universal Championship based off of how huge he was in NXT. Why is there such a huge discrepancy between 2016, or was that 2016 or 2015?
That's 2016.
2016 and 2019. Where is the
There was
disconnect?
a huge discrepancy between 2016 and, what was it, when did Asuka come up? 2018? No, 2017. Into 2017.
That's that, and Bob Roode and Shinsuke were kind of the, what are they doing now? Like, Asuka at least had some appeal. Like,
right out of the gate, they should have had her destroy Emma in her first match at TLC. Just annihilate her.
Yeah, I know.
And people should have been scared that she was coming to make after what she did in NXT.
I agree.
The whole premise of how the locker room reacted to her call-up was flawed to begin with.
I think Bob, here's the thing. That is perhaps debatable. Bob Roode, there's no debate. Even Shinsuke is like, well, they wanted to make him a special thing, so they kept him off wrestling for 6 weeks, and they had him debut at a pay-per-view, and they booked him pretty strong. They had him in a world title. He won Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Bob Roode is when you really saw it, and it was like, wow, he's just doing that now? He's just smiling now?
He's Mr. Smiley Babyface, yes.
That's really what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into the details of the show, over on Raw got Miz... Eric Young, so they
broke up Sanity.
They broke up Sanity. One of the
Killian Dane tweeted, "Good luck and thank you to Eric Young and Alexander Wolf." So who knows what's fated?
So one
for
of the
Alexander
best,
Wolf.
one of the best put together factions
in NXT.
And here's the thing: when you're in WWE, you kind of need to be in. They need to do factions because there's just too many people. On Raw, you got Miz, Eric Young,
Andrade,
AJ, Andrade.
And probably Joe. Apparently he was out sick.
I'm thinking they're going to swap Finn and Joe.
Yes.
Finn had a pretty high profile, so that gets rid of the gun guys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm just going to take a guess that Joe's going to go over there.
Yeah, we'll see him next week.
Naomi's there.
Yeah. Let me scroll through here, see if there's anybody. Usos.
Usos, that's a big one. War Machine. Ricochet and Aleister Black. But that's
Evans
not.
too.
I wouldn't say Ricochet and Aleister Black are certain. Yeah, actually,
yeah,
I would.
they are.
I would because
and Lacey Evans says that she's on Raw now.
Yeah, I was actually happy about that too. Simply because they were talking very specifically about the Raw Women's Championship.
Yes.
So that's a separate thing. They're
yes,
not
exactly.
I
hope so.
For now, anyways.
So SmackDown, you got to think Revival. They got to receive some sort of SmackDown's going to receive some sort of tag team in exchange for the Usos. So the Revival's probably going to head over to SmackDown, which would be great.
Heads to SmackDown.
You got to think at least two of the three of Roman, Drew, and Lashley are heading to SmackDown.
Roman is definite. That's. We don't have to wait for the preview for
that. And
if
Vince comes out and introduces him, way to just sabotage his arrival immediately. Now,
did you not learn anything?
If Vince comes out and introduces Drew, that would actually be a smart use of Vince's heel heat.
That'd be good.
So it's either be Roman probably for sure, and then either Drew or Bob Lashley.
Okay, so Roman is basically is the AJ.
It is exchange for AJ.
AJ. Finn goes to Joe.
So we
Miz,
need like something comparable to Miz or somebody comparable to Miz, which is kind of. I was drawing blanks on a quality upper mid card face.
Oh wait, they got Ray also. They got
Ray.
Also.
Yeah. So that's two upper mid card faces.
That's two upper mid card faces.
Unless they sent some of the mid card faces to Raw because they want to give Mustafa Ali more of a push.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling I don't know. I have a feeling that Raw is going to somehow win this shakeup.
Raw might come out with like more people.
Yeah.
We also need like a solid mid women's wrestler.
I really hope that Ember Moon goes to SmackDown. I think it'd be great.
Ember. Yeah, that's a good one.
Her against Charlotte would be great. Her against Asuka we know is great.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that a little bit that Charlotte didn't go to Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Aleister.
Mm-hmm. You mean Andrade?
I'm sorry, Andrade. Yeah.
Well, if they ever get married, then it's going to be a certainty.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's put. What do you think the likely Drew or Bob Lashley going to SmackDown?
Oh, and then Cedric went to Raw.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if somebody else from 205 is going to go to
SmackDown.
Drew. They just separated him from his from his friends there.
We'll put Drew and Drew. We'll put Drew McIntyre and Drew Gulak.
Okay.
Gulak.
Ooh, both Drews. 2 Drews.
Is that 2 Drews too many?
Hey, what about this? How about Buddy to SmackDown?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, it's too many Drews. They can just call him Gulak if they want.
It's either going to be McIntyre or it's going to be Lashley. It's one of the two.
Did a big time heel come over to Raw though to
No.
justify Drew leaving?
No.
I mean, you have Orton. He's kind of heel.
Yeah. Depends who they want to
What
have.
else is a big heel over on SmackDown? Who's number 1 heel?
Well, Joe was probably.
Baron might come over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Baron might go.
Yeah.
Baron or Drew.
Or Bob Lashley.
Baron, Drew, Lashley.
One of those dudes is going to SmackDown.
Dudes is going to SmackDown. And I think they're all good for SmackDown.
I mean, Daniel Bryan, I guess, is top heel on SmackDown, but Meltzer seems to be convinced that he's hurt in some capacity, even though we've heard nothing about it.
Yeah, I was surprised because when I was thinking about the mystery person last night, I was like, oh, it's got to be AJ, right?
Yeah.
But then I thought he had that hip thing. Apparently that's just...
Oh, he said it was a short-term deal.
Okay.
It was just a sprain.
That's a really short term.
Yeah, it was about a week, yeah. And he didn't really wrestle a ton.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't. So, yeah, there you go. I don't know what to think about those rosters now. I really love the SmackDown roster. And I feel like Andrade was solid over there. Ray was solid over there. AJ was great over there. Now we got Roman. Like, he's not... I got Roman over there.
But hopefully Finn's coming. That'd be great. The Finn Daniel Bryan program would be awesome.
Yeah, that'll be good. Finn might actually win the WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
If they get it off of...
Getting the Revival over there to have matches against Thebar and the New Day.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And the Hardys. That's all good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's going to have a good tag team. Yeah. Man, maybe there'll be another NXT call-up. I don't want the Undisputed Era anywhere near Maine.
It'd be funny if that was Vince's signing, though. Prop Undisputed Era.
Oh, that'd be something else. Because how can he call it an acquisition? How can he call it an acquisition if he's already just on... He's on main roster. Nobody else has ever been referred to as an acquisition. So, boy.
It leads one to believe that it's like a free agent they sign.
Yeah, I know.
But there's nobody.
I was like, whoa, they got Okada? That's interesting.
Like, I don't know who it would be.
According to the community poll, the in-betweens took it. Here's the thing about Raw last night. It kept you guessing.
I guess.
Like you were sitting there, because every single segment was like a shake-up thing.
Yeah.
So
and there was a couple of good matches. The main event wasn't bad. The end was real fun. And then the Finn Andrade match was really good.
And when they give me something to start screaming about, the Viking experience, I'm not going to complain about that because it's hilarious. It's so bad, it's hilarious. Is it disheartening?
Awful.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
But it is hilarious also because they came up with a name that isn't boring, that isn't great. It's spectacularly bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's overwhelmingly bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Viking experience.
Horrendous.
53 comments on this. I'm not going to read them. But yeah, in between 42% and nay 24%, yay 16%, watch later 7%, not going to watch 11%. It's 2,000 votes. Boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's amazing. Anyways. We'll get to the recap in a second. But before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, Policy Genius. Larson, time is a habit of getting away from you. I'll leave it the calendar. It's already mid-April.
I know. And you know what yesterday was?
Tax day.
Tax day.
Double or Nothing's coming up in like...
a month and a half.
A month and a half. 6 weeks.
I know. I know you're like me, Steve. You've got a mortgage. You've got kids.
True.
People who depend on your income.
Oh, boy.
So we need to spend some of that precious time getting ourselves some life insurance.
Well, if you need life insurance and don't want to spend a lot of time getting it, may I suggest Policy Genius?
All right.
Policy Genius is the easy way to buy life insurance online in just 2 minutes, 2 minutos. You can compare quotes from the top insurers and find your best price.
I'm happy you mentioned Policy Genius because I have gone to Policy Genius.
You have gone to
I have gone to Policy
Are
Genius.
you the Policy Genius now?
I wouldn't go that far, but I have gone through the process of applying for life insurance on Policy Genius. And the team over there at Policy Genius handles all the paperwork, all the red tape, and does so no commission fees,
Nice.
no hidden fees, which means I got to save a lot of time getting those life insurance quotes.
So if you need life insurance but you're short on time, head to policygenius.com and compare quotes. Policy Genius is easy. It saves you money. Not to belabor the point, but it is fast.
Yes, Policy Genius. Spend less time comparing life insurance, more time doing literally anything else. Thank you to Policy Genius for sponsoring today's episode, and you're really helping out Going In Raw by checking out policygenius.com.
What's something else you could be doing instead of searching for life insurance? Coming up with new and better names
for Viking Experience.
Viking Experience. Exactly. Yes. I think that's a great. Making a sandwich.
Yes. Yes. Sandwiches are delicious.
Nah, man. I definitely got life insurance. Death freaks me out, man. Big time.
Yeah, you're not a fan of it.
Well, here's the thing. I do feel a lot better knowing that if I suddenly get hit by a bus or something like that, my family will be fine.
Yes.
They'll be fine.
Peace of mind.
Lacey will be able to quit her job.
Can't put a price tag on peace of mind.
And raise Alabama.
All right, let's talk about this episode of Raw. So the show kicks off. Stephanie comes out. She pretty much instantly introduces Shane. They're really hamming it up as heels. Shane says, before we announce the first new addition to the Raw roster, he gets Mike Rome to do his introduction.
Yeah.
And then he asks him to do it in French.
Yeah.
And then he kind of does it in French.
Mm-hmm.
And they were chanting, I don't know what it was, at Shane. I assume based on the reaction, you suck in French.
Oh, that could be.
Because Stephanie or Shane says, Kurt Angle already had his last match, so save those chants for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shane says, well, here's the issue. They're not speaking Parisian French. They're speaking, whatever they speak in French in Quebec.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't catch what it was.
Yeah. Anyways, he says, before we announce the first new member of Raw coming over from SmackDown, let's do a little slideshow of some of my favorite moments. And it's him, grabbing Potato Face's face, popping Miz's face. While Miz watches.
Yeah.
And then Miz music hits. He's on Raw now. He attacks Shane from behind. He and Shane brawl ringside. All culminates with Miz blasting Shane with a chair. And at some point, Miz got busted open.
Yeah, he had like a perfect drizzle of blood
down
coming
the side
down.
of his face. It's perfect.
It looked like the 2K19 blood.
It's great.
It was very dramatic.
I feel like Miz should bleed every time has any sort of physical altercation with Shane because it really helps the story.
I am very excited. I'm very happy that this storyline will continue on Raw. I think it's great. I think that the more Potato Face we get, the better.
I also feel like Miz every year at Superstar Shakeup time should just plan on changing brands because it's happened every time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, now I have to change the damn intro. I'm waiting for tonight's episode, and then by next week, all the recaps will have their own things going on. But yeah.
Anyways, the in-ring action kicked off in earnest with the 8-man tag match we've already spoken extensively about. It's Ricochet. Pew, 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 pew. Aleister Black, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins taking on the Revival, and War Machine.
War Machine.
War Raiders even. It's better than Viking Experience.
Yeah. Viking Experience. I'm sorry, excuse me?
It's a fun enough match, but it's hard not to be distracted by them calling them Eric and Ivar the entire time.
I know.
The Viking Experience.
You might know them from some
at
other
NXT
thing.
by other names that we're apparently not allowed to repeat here.
You know what, dude? Just say they're formerly known as the War Raiders. It's okay. Or formerly known as the Raiders.
Yeah, anyways, Hansen picked up the win, pinning Zack Ryder after Fallout. Yeah. Got to see most of War Machine's signature arsenal. Mm-hmm. This is good having them on the main roster because they're fantastic, but all the same, it'd be better if they had a decent name. Next announcement. Cedric Alexander confirmed he's going to Raw.
That's cool. I really hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I've kind of been advocating for him to go to Raw since his counterpoint, Mustafa Ali, went to SmackDown.
Yeah.
There's nothing left for Cedric Alexander to do on 205. Hopefully, 205 will continue to load up on some. We've mentioned this before, on some sort of more unknown, maybe to the masses type talents. Mm-hmm. Get some guys from I don't know.
Well, they just signed ACH.
Yeah, exactly. Guys like that are perfect for 205. I don't know. Maybe he'll spend some time in NXT.
Maybe a little bit, but like Humberto Carrillo.
Oh, that's perfect.
He's like the perfect dude. Cause he's got all the talent in the world.
Was he? Where was Ultimo Ninja from? Where did he wrestle?
I don't know.
Was it CMLL?
I don't know if it's CMLL or AAA. I don't know.
I don't know.
But he spent a little time in NXT, but not a ton.
Yeah.
And by and large, he's going to
Raul Mendoza. Put him on 205.
he's great.
I haven't seen him on NXT for a while.
I know. But 205 Live will be a great opportunity for Humberto Carrillo to build his brand.
Yeah.
That'll be really good.
Yeah.
After that, we had a really good match between Finn Balor, wearing the blue trunks again, versus the debuting on Raw, Andrade. Zelina Vega dropped a pretty good promo before the match began.
And then Andrade dropped a great promo.
Yeah, man.
He said, "Mercy." And then he just started like yelling at Finn in Spanish.
Yeah.
That was great.
It was fantastic.
And I think he punctuated it by, I thought I heard him say, La Sombra. Wasn't that his name?
Yeah.
La Sombra?
Yeah.
Was that his
Shadow.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he said that.
Oh, okay.
But I could be wrong. I don't know. Usually I can, sometimes, so like on Narcos, for example, which is like one of my favorite shows.
Yes.
They speak very deliberately. And I don't know if it's a regional thing. I don't know if it's a dialect thing or if it's an acting thing. Telenovelas, they speak mile a minute. My mom, when she's speaking to her brothers and sisters in Paraguay, she speaks a mile a minute, and I can barely catch anything. On Narcos, I can catch like half their words. I'm like, oh, I know what that means. I know what that means.
Yeah.
Because they speak more deliberately. They speak slower.
Yeah.
Last night, Andrade was going a mile a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think is like a shoot way of talking.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Why do people have such a hard time saying El Idolo?
Okay, man, I missed Michael Cole. Somebody mentioned on Twitter, like he said it. And it was goofy as hell.
Yeah.
How did he say it?
It was somewhere between how you're supposed to say it and how Moro says it. I think he said like El Idolo or something like that.
Oh my God!
If you just listen to this theme song, it's the correct pronunciation.
El Idolo.
El Idolo. Yeah.
Yeah,
El
it's not
Idolo.
difficult.
No.
We're both white dudes, and we can say it. Granted, I've got some Paraguayan in my blood, like 50% of it, but I'm as white as I get. El Idolo.
Well, I mean, we just listen to the song.
Yeah.
We hear how they pronounce it.
Yeah.
The singer pronounces it.
El Idolo.
El Idolo. Doesn't seem that difficult.
El Idolo. No, man.
Yeah, I think he said El Idolo.
You know, man, and Michael, dude, I understand that Michael Cole. Here's the thing: Michael Cole can be excellent. He just purposefully, his Raw commentary is just designed to be as corporate as possible.
Yeah, I know.
And it lacks any and all heart. And every single time somebody came out on Raw, oh, the superstar shakeup is in effect. We know.
Yeah, we know.
We know. That's why we've tuned in. Yeah, it's irritating. Anyways, this is a terrific match.
It was really good.
This is a terrific match, and they were selling Andrade's offensive arsenal as creative as it is.
Yeah.
They were selling the hell out of it. I really like that.
Yeah, me too.
That bit where he did he did a flip and he came down with a kick on the back of Finn's
he's done that before.
neck. I hadn't seen it before, but it looked great. And
whenever he misses the first
commentary
moonsault, lands on his feet and hits another standing moonsault, that's always really
Oh
impressive.
yeah, he's done that a million times.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't seen this one before. And commentary was like, "Whoa, what the hell is that?" Even though like Corey Graves is on SmackDown.
Yeah, he's done on SmackDown before.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Definitely done in NXT.
But yeah, no, it was. And then there was something else that was very, very. It was like, whoa, I hadn't seen that before. I forget what it was. There was something in there, but it was all really great stuff.
Yeah.
Finn Balor versus Andrade. Andrade picked up the win thanks to Zelina Vega pulling off a Hurricane Rana.
A ringside Rana.
Yeah.
And then puts Finn back in the ring, hits finisher, gets the win.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
Good stuff.
Next, we had an Elias promo. He's about to start a song, and he's interrupted by 619.
Booyaka, booyaka.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
He's on Raw now.
Yeah, he's on Raw now.
He's on Raw now. So they brawl. Elias flees. We start to hear 619. And they hear doon, 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 doon. Lars Sullivan comes to the ring.
Right.
Ray puts up a decent fight.
Yeah.
In the end, though, he eats freak accident.
Oh, yeah.
And a sit-down
there
powerbomb.
you go. That's your monster heel to replace so that Drew, Baron, Lashley, 2 out of those 3 or 1 out of those 3 can go to SmackDown. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, Lars Sullivan. Ooh, the freak. Ooh.
After that, we had Chad Gable and Bob Roode come to the ring. Before they even started talking, we found out who their opponents were because there was a graphics mishap.
Yeah.
So the lower third popped up, said the Usos.
Mess.
Spoiled.
Mess. You get to the show, and an hour beforehand, you're still rewriting. Probably deep into the show, you're rewriting, and that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen.
Well, I think this dude who was doing the graphics just hit the button early.
Because they're all stressed out, man. I'm
sure they are.
Because they're all. Wait, hold on. Who's coming out third on the program? Wait, we have a new program. Okay, wait. I need the new program then. Wait, what? Click.
Who's talking now? Usos. All right, Usos. Oh dang.
Oh crap. Exactly.
That's Chad Gable.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You come in at the last minute.
It's all a disaster.
Stuff is not that difficult, man.
Remember when Bob Roode was a really good mic guy on in NXT?
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't know how to talk anymore. His promo last night, he said a word and is like, so superstar shakeup. A lot of things changing around here.
Yeah. You know why? Because there's no preparation. Because they come in a moment before the show starts.
He was so good in NXT.
Here's the thing, though, man. The thing about when we get to recap this crap, it's so much fun because it's all hilariously bad.
It's also frustrating. Because
It's so bad, and maybe that makes the good stuff even better.
Yeah.
When on the rare occasion where they really kill it, it's like, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, they can't give us the good stuff all the time, man. They have to show us how bad it can be for us to appreciate the good.
I don't know. I think there should just be a base level of competence.
He was so good at NXT.
He was so good.
He was so good.
And now it's like he and this is a speculation. It's like he's been every day. I feel like there's a little bit of his soul that's chipped away.
Yeah, right.
And so he walks in that ring completely unsure of himself.
Yes.
Whereas in NXT, he like oozed confidence from every pore.
And look, man, not everybody can have their hands on the Universal title. I get it. But he was awesome in NXT. He was great back in his... Everything that I've seen of him in TNA was money. And I remember from the very first moment we heard that he wasn't going to be re-signing with Impact, it was like, oh, man, he's going to be big in WWE. And then he shows up and he looks like $1 million in NXT. He's in the crowd. He's backstage with Regal. Big free agent signing.
Oh, his heel run was great.
Oh, it was awesome. Even if they didn't do much with him, he showed what could be done. Mm-hmm. He showed this is the total package right here. You know,
and he gets to SmackDown in his debut and just smiles a bunch.
Why did they just tell me to smile all the time? It's like if he let go of the smile, they would buzz him.
Yeah, I know.
Like a dog barking.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had like a bark collar on,
Yeah,
but it was
did.
an anti-smile collar.
No, anti-frown.
Frown collar.
Scowl.
Yeah.
If you scowl, you be mean. So you got to smile the whole time.
So anyways, they cut a promo, and the Usos graphic shows, and then the Usos come out.
Down, yeah. It's cool that the Usos are on Raw.
Yeah,
They
an actual
won.
tag team.
Jimmy pinned Chad Gable after the double splash.
Oh, and that could be a thing, too.
What?
I mean, I know Rude and Gable lose all the time, but they could be headed to SmackDown.
Oh, gosh. No, they can stay on Raw. Send the revival.
They're probably gonna be. Well, yeah, them too. The bad guys, good guys.
Rude and Gable are bad guys now, too.
What? Rude, no, bad guys, good guys. Top guys are good guys now.
Are they?
Yeah, oh no, they teamed with bad guys last time.
Yeah, they are always bad guys.
Watch though, they can be good guys.
Well, I mean, anybody could hypothetically be good guys.
I think they'd make good guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they could be like tweener good guys.
Well, that's not the same as good guys. That's a tweener.
Here's the thing: when you're a really
They can be good anti-heroes, but I don't think they can
Yeah.
be. But WWE doesn't really do anti-heroes anymore.
They can be tweeners.
They don't really do that well anymore.
Yeah, they could be tweeners.
Other than Becky, name a she's not even a tweener anymore. She's a solid baby
She's
face.
solid baby.
Who's a tweener then?
Braun?
No, he's a baby face.
Usos.
No, they're pretty much baby faces. There's baby faces with a little bit of an edge.
The revival can be the Usos. They can be them.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
After the Usos picked up the win, we had a moment of bliss with Sami Zayn. That was a really long segment, but I actually really enjoyed this.
This was really long.
It's because they restarted his music. Well, they played his music 3 times.
Yeah. I
Because
thought
the
it was
crowd
okay.
was soaking it in.
Yeah. My computer's like,
What, slow?
look at that. Stop
Oh, yeah.
doing that.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in.
You got a bunch of things open.
Maybe. Close some things down. There we go.
And
Oh, yeah, it was really long.
he said he loves Montreal. That's where he's from.
My favorite thing about Sami Zayn is whenever he punctuates it with "I'll see you in hell." I appreciate that aspect of it because that's an underrated phrase that you can end conversations on. I'll see you in hell because you're sort of acknowledging that you're going to go to hell too.
Exactly. Remember when Han Solo said that in Empire Strikes Back when he was out looking for Luke?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you freeze out there.
Yeah.
And he says to dude, well, I'll see you in hell on the way out in his tauntaun.
Oh, that was
He says, screw you, man.
That moment.
I'm going to go find my friend.
Because I think it was too small to really. Wait, when did the first one came out in 77?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't even born yet. But the second one, I think I saw that for the first time when Return of the Jedi came out because we saw them all in a triple feature. And that moment, I think, is what got me totally on board with Han Solo. I was like, oh, wow, he's a good guy. And he just said he's going to see some other dude in hell. And I'm not entirely sure, because I was 5. I was like, I'm not entirely sure what hell is, but it sounds like a bad place.
So Sammy was going on about how he enjoyed being back in Montreal, what he was doing, seeing his friends and family, going to some places that he thoroughly enjoyed.
He got
he
a
says,
nice warm bagel from someplace.
sounds delicious.
Yeah, it does.
And he said, I love the city. However, not much fan of the people here.
Yeah.
And then he went and just started talking trash about the people of Montreal.
And then Alexa Bliss was basically playing the babyface role.
Yeah, she was.
So is she going to be a good guy now?
I don't know. I think she's going to fulfill whatever role is necessary to advance storylines on A Moment of Bliss.
You're probably right about that.
And she was like calling Sammy out for being a hypocrite.
Looks like a little wiener.
And then he's like, well, no, these people are overly critical. Kind of the same thing he was saying the other night, or last week, sorry. And then they were saying, well, he said, well, I don't even live here anymore. I moved to sunny Orlando, Florida.
Yeah. That's where everybody lives, man.
Yeah, if you're in wrestling, odds are you live in Orlando.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm out of here, and I'll see you all in hell.
Yeah, I like that last phrase. That was good bringing up the Han Solo thing, because that's exactly where I first heard it from. And it was a great moment. Then he slices open the tauntaun to sleep in.
Said it smells bad, but it'll keep you warm.
Yeah. After that,
there's
WWE.com
a video where Bailey is trying to call Sasha, but Sasha's not answering her calls.
Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. I wonder if Sasha's going to show up at SmackDown.
No, I don't think Sasha showed up for a little bit.
You don't think so?
No.
But then they work it into the story? Usually they just, if somebody's pitching a fit, they just sort of ignore their existence.
No, I felt like Bailey and Naomi picking up the winner of the tag champions was a way of creative to stick it to Sasha.
You think so? I kind of thought that maybe is the case. I wonder how Bailey feels about that.
I don't know. She didn't really seem. Someone pointed this out on Twitter, so I was really paying attention that she seemed kind of salty last night.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd describe her disposition as salty, but she didn't seem totally and completely present in the moment.
No.
Like her mind was someplace. else sent to win those tag team titles, but nobody else.
What's going on here?
What?
We just froze.
Oh, no.
Gee, willikers.
Man, your computer's having all sorts of issues.
I know. What is going on with this?
I don't know.
Deactivate. Activate. There we go.
We're back. Sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah.
So Iconics come out first. Bailey makes her entrance, and she says, here's my partner, and it's Naomi, which is great. Naomi's great.
Yeah.
But totally just felt like, okay, well, Sasha, you're upset about what's going on here. Well, we'll give Bailey a new tag team partner, and they'll pick up the winner of the champions, and we'll see how excited you are about all that.
Yeah.
So, and then that's what happened. Naomi picked up the win, pinning Billie Kay after a split-legged moonsault.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what to think about the Sasha thing. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess she has to make a decision whether she wants to return or not.
Yeah, are they going to freeze her contract or no?
Well, probably. I don't think they're going to. If she leaves, they're not going to let her go sign someplace else immediately.
Yeah, I don't know how long is left on her deal.
Don't know either. After that, we get another one of those buzzard in a box vignettes.
I was happy that we got another one. We got a different one.
Later
I'm not
on,
a big fan of them just treading ground, or treading water rather, spinning their wheels, doing the same thing over and over again. But I kind of wish that they would have just ditched this one and did the other one instead to keep it fresh. It's like we all get it. We all get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, we had EC3 come down the ring, and the commentary saying that he was demanding stiffer competition, and stiffer competition he got in the form of Braun Strowman.
Oh, yeah. Maybe EC3 to SmackDown? There's been zero evidence they care anything about him.
I mean, there's been tons of evidence to the contrary.
But I just sort of think that like every big loss that we saw last night, like Finn was losing to Andrade. That's a big loss.
Yeah.
So I think he's moving to SmackDown.
Yeah.
EC3's loss was massive, but he hasn't done anything. They literally haven't done anything with him.
I mean, in fact, he got destroyed, but the match never even started.
No, it didn't.
Because Braun comes in, he immediately goes after EC3, utterly destroys him in the ring. They kind of brawl. Well, Braun beats him up the ramp. They go up to the stage. Braun tosses him the LED board and then choke slams him through the stage.
So maybe they'll put him with Drake Maverick on SmackDown. Drake has to be on SmackDown anyways for
205, yeah.
I mean, kind of. He was with Authors of Pain on Raw, but whatever. Maybe. Wait, when main event is filmed prior to Raw, right? Oh, okay. He's probably going to stay on Raw then. What a bummer. Because they need him for main event.
Yeah, I guess so.
God,
he's like the Brooklyn Brawler of
I don't
main event.
get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't know how many times I've said that so far.
A lot.
I don't get it.
This is one of those episodes of Raw that really highlights
God.
the thought that maybe they don't really know what they're doing over there.
The worst of Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Yeah, I read yesterday that some people are having travel issues getting to Montreal, and so the show would be rewritten the last moment.
Dude, everybody's been having travel issues.
But it seems like who didn't show, who couldn't make it.
So Joe had the flu is what I heard.
Yeah, I heard that too.
But in terms of
like AJ was there, he was the huge name to switch brands for
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
He and The Miz.
I mean, who else would they have had come over last night? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways.
After that, kick off the top of the third hour, we had Becky Lynch taking on Ruby Riot. Fun enough match.
Yeah, that was fine. That was good. Wait a second. Was this...
What?
Oh, okay. That was before the Natalia thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Wait, was it? Was?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We thought the Natalia thing was before the match.
I thought I remember Becky Lynch coming out with her titles and the Natalia happening, but maybe I...
Well, here's what happened. The match happened.
Yeah.
Becky wins. Ruby taps the disarmer. She lays out the rest of the Riot squad. We go backstage to a Baron Drew and Lashley interview.
Yeah.
And a commercial break, I believe.
Yeah.
And we come back, and Becky's still just chilling out in the ring.
Yeah.
And out walks Natalia.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And then Natalia delivers a pretty long promo saying, her and Becky I think they used to be a tag team or something in the past.
So Ryan Satin tweeted out this picture of them together
with matching gear
ages ago.
Yeah,
with matching gear.
Yeah.
So I think they were.
And she says, hey, we've traveled the world. I'm the best there is, best there was, best ever will be, and I'm coming after that Raw Women's title, which is great. She specified Raw Women's title. And then Lacey Evans interrupts. She said she's used her influence backstage to get herself a match against Natalia.
Real woman will use her influence.
Yeah.
And
then whoever wins that match gets to take on Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title.
Yeah.
And so we had Natalia versus Lacey Evans.
In which Lacey Evans probably bruised a couple of Natalia's ribs with that moonsault.
That was a heck of a moonsault, man.
Oh, my God. Her knees bounced right off of Natalia's ribs. Oh, God. That was rough.
Yeah. At one point, Natalia had Evans in a sharpshooter, but she got the ropes. And then, Lacey Evans hits the woman's right, follows with the moonsault for the win.
So this is what the big Lacey Evans push looks like so far. Any chance she gets the Raw title off of Becky Lynch?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
It was a solid match, though.
And I do like that. Yeah, no, it was a good match.
And her promo was decent.
Yeah. And I like that they're keeping the belt separate.
Yes.
Like, sure, Becky will show up tonight, then who will challenge her? It's going to be Charlotte again, isn't it?
Could be. Or Asuka.
Asuka would be a bad idea.
Somebody coming over from Raw. Ember Moon.
Oh, that's a good one.
That'd be great.
That's a good one. Because that could be a fun thing that could help Ember Moon, and Ember Moon doesn't really have to win the title for that to work. Yeah, that's a good one.
Next, a Seth and Roman interview where...
I wonder if Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville... I wonder if they were supposed to be on Raw last night.
Oh, maybe.
Because I feel like they're going to split them up. but maybe not.
Maybe not.
They still need tag teams.
They do. Seth and Roman interview where Charlie was trying to find out who their mystery partner was. And at one point, the door opened, and Seth was like, "Whoa, what's going on there?" And
Yeah, that was
odd.
odd.
Had a little chuckle about it.
That was
pretty funny.
odd. That was not supposed to happen.
And good job for Seth thinking on his feet because he made a little joke about it too.
Yeah. Oh, everybody wants to know who it is.
Yeah.
It's like AJ's little face pops out. What are you doing, man? They're filming back there. You know that. Yeah, that was goofy. Roman looked like he's already on SmackDown, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because he's standing there next to Seth, and he's like, Seth says something like, one or both of us. This could be one of ours or both of ours last match on Raw. And Roman's like,
It's my last match. I'm going to go to SmackDown.
Go to SmackDown. We got this big Fox deal.
Mr. Blue Brand.
Huge acquisition.
Vince can introduce me. Fans are going to eat it up. No, they're not.
Yeah, fans are going to love it.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
And after that, we had another, what I'm assuming is Bray Wyatt video. This time it was like a dollhouse, and the camera tracks across, and a bunch of other dolls and toys, and all leads to this creepy-looking doll in a rocking chair, and it starts laughing.
If WWE was more savvy, I'm sorry, if they were savvy at all, and we could expect cool things from them, like Easter eggs, I would totally, stop that. I'd pause it. I'd look at it again and see, ooh, what's going on here, here, and here.
Yeah.
But I know them. It's just random crap
It's
thrown
all
into a dollhouse.
superficial stuff.
Yes. There's no context. There's no subtext, right?
I know somewhere in the backstage area, someone's got a DSLR. Shoot these things with a gosh darn DSLR. Make them look a little more cinematic instead of using the standard television cameras.
Yeah. No, Vince
Come
likes
on.
Kevin Dunn and Vince, they like the cheesy looking TV look.
It's awful. Anyways, creepy doll.
I did like the creepy doll though.
It's a Sister Abigail reference, obviously.
Yeah,
so.
I like it better than the buzzard.
Yeah, the buzzard is just too spitting image.
It is.
After that main event, Drew was in that ring for a long time because he makes his entrance and there's a commercial break. And then I thought, okay, well, Baron and Bob Lashley will come down the ring during commercial break, but no.
During Drew's entrance, also a friendo sign.
Yeah,
Steven Larson, friendos for life, remains to be seen, but thank you for the thought.
Yes,
the
thank
sentiment.
you. It was great.
Ideally, we'll be friendos for life.
Yeah,
but you never know.
And then versus Roman, Seth, and then mystery partner was AJ Styles. He found his Gillette.
He did.
I wonder if he shaved his beard off.
Again,
shaved his beard off first day of vacation, and just hasn't. I don't know. It looked pretty groomed though. It didn't look like just growth.
You're right. Yeah, it did.
Because it was a very clean line along the top of his the bottom of his beard.
Yeah.
So maybe he used the wrong clip on his clippers.
That could be.
And went way too short with it.
That could be.
That was like a 1.
I did one bit. Oh man, I didn't realize I had to do the rest of it. Yeah. So it was one of those things where it was just sort of distracting.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what's going on with the bees on my TV? I couldn't really tell. And then I watched.
It's like, why is the lighting all weird?
Yeah, I watched.
Why are these weird shadows on AJ's face? Oh, that's his beard.
Yeah, I had to watch a video on the .com to get a close up. I was like, oh, okay, so he shaved it and now it's kind of growing back ish. But yeah, like you said, it's very it's very groomed.
It seemed purposely that short though.
Yeah, so it was weird.
It was weird.
So, what do you think about AJ on Raw?
I'm not surprised. He kind of did everything he could do on SmackDown.
AJ and Seth don't make each other. There's not a redundancy there. AJ is more of a replacement for Finn.
Well, I'm hoping the whole reason to bring AJ over to Raw is so we can get a Seth AJ feud at some point.
That'd be nice, but they're kind of the same person.
Oh, I know. So something's got to give.
Yeah. Gun guys.
No.
Gun guys.
Not going to happen, Steve. Gun guys. It's not going to happen. Anyways, AJ picked the win on Bob Lashley. Phenomenal form. It was a fun match, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
Drew out there laying people out, hitting claymores left and right.
Yeah, he's great. Oh, but I'm headed to SmackDown.
That's how
Baron
the show
is.
That's how the show ended.
Baron going to be on SmackDown?
No, I kind of feel like he's staying on Raw.
Montreal's favorite son.
Although after this might be the last act in getting him, keeping him, or his firing as Raw GM is just to get him off Raw entirely. Mm-hmm. To kind of just completely delete that moment of WWE history forever.
Could be. I hope Lashley stays, but Leo Rush goes to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
I want them separated.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They might be a good act together. I don't know. Anyways, we'll do SmackDown preview.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can see if there's any
read between the lines
indication.
here.
But nobody in digital knows what's going to happen.
No.
So it's probably going to be
Yeah, it's probably Roman. Mr. McMahon to reveal the biggest acquisition in SmackDown Live history. The first night of the Superstars shakeup was thrilling, to say the least. Although SmackDown Live is saying goodbye to superstars like AJ Styles, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, and Naomi, there is still plenty of intrigue as to who will be joining Team Blue. The mystery has been highlighted by Mr. McMahon, who will be revealing the biggest acquisition in SmackDown Live history tonight. Who has a WWE chairman secured for the Blue brand? Did you see that video Xavier Woods put up last night? He's like, you're taking the entire up, down, down cast of players from us.
But there's going to be new players.
Yeah,
now.
no.
There's going to be new players. I mean, who wouldn't want to see Finn on up, down, down?
That'd be great. Do you think Finn plays video games?
Or Drew?
Adam Cole. He's on there sometimes.
No, dude. No, I do not want any of the Undisputed Era. No. Keep him away from Maine until Vince is... They say he's not going to retire. So the other thing, muerte.
Oof.
Yeah.
Anyways, read this next one.
Yes, sir. Who will join Team Blue in the Superstar Shakeup? In addition to Mr. McMahon's blockbuster announcement, there's still the rest of the Superstar Shakeup to sort through. A slew of new faces will be showing up on Tuesday night, changing the landscape of SmackDown Vive. What new arrivals will make their presence felt tonight?
Next, who is Paige's new tag team, Sky Pirates? Last week, Paige revealed that not only has she been keeping an eye on WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Iconics, but she's also ready to unleash a new tag team of her own. Just who does Paige have in her camp?
You know what? This is going to be my prediction for this one. Here's my prediction for this one. Tomorrow, we're going to come in. I thought Paige was supposed to bring her new tag team.
Oh, yeah, I know. Probably.
My prediction, they're not going to show up.
Or it's going to be Bayley and Naomi. Or Bayley and another partner.
Yeah. I thought Paige wasn't Paige supposed to do this? No, she didn't. Maybe next week.
Bayley and Tamina.
Yeah, there you go. What's next for WWE Champion Kofi Kingston? Time to start getting lost in the shuffle. WrestleMania is in the rearview mirror. The celebrations are over. Now the challenging part of being WWE Champion begins for Kofi Kingston. The dreadlocked Dynamo got a taste of it last week when Thebar and Drew McIntyre interrupted his celebration with a challenge for a six-man tag team match. Kofi and the New Day emerged victorious, but what will happen when new challengers emerge to try and take the WWE Championship away from him?
Will any team step up to the Hardy Boys? The Hardy Boys took a huge step forward on their quest to become the greatest tag team in all of time and space last week, and they defeated the Usos to become SmackDown Tag Team Champions, which marked their 8th WWE Tag Team title. With Raw and SmackDown Live being shaken up this week, could a new team arrive to stake their claim to the Hardys' newly won titles? Find out when the Superstar Shakeup continues on SmackDown Live tonight, 8/7 Central, USA Network.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Let's do questions and stuff. C. Ross 22. So WWE removing surname doesn't sound as bad anymore, does it?
Yeah, they're doing something worse.
Like Robbie 1896 says, the Going in Raw experience.
The Going in Raw.
It'd just be like the Going in
man.
experience or something like that.
The Going in Raw experience.
Experience in Raw.
Experience in Raw. Wait, what?
What?
I don't know what this is. The general manager experience here says, is this Cody Miles? Who is this? I don't know what this is. Did you see where WWE scrubbed a Skyrim graphic for the new Viking Experience Tron? Really? Is that from Skyrim?
Oh, wow.
That's funny.
Mr. Ollie B27, I watched it live, was sad for the whole show after the Viking Experience debut, and I still am.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ollie B again says, it was 1 a.m. for me, and I stayed up for that.
So don't spoil anything necessarily, but War Machine, do they show up on NXT in the next set of tapings?
I don't remember.
Yeah, me neither. I know I saw the spoilers, but I forget them instantly. The butts inspecting experience. Everybody's the experience in Discord now, by the way. Is this similar to the Universal title, which was completely crapped on, but is now kind of okay? No. I mean, we'll all get used to it.
Yeah.
We'll get used to it, but it's not going to be okay.
No.
He's really testing the limits of what we'll get used to.
I know. Ronan Cahill, Bray Wyatt coming back as Viking Jimi Hendrix gimmick to make the Bray Wyatt Viking experience.
Let's see here.
Sammy Garcia, Vince in the writer's room saying War Raiders is passe. This scares me for Undisputed Era. Do you think Vince will do the same?
Oh, God. Good point here. Jimmy Thomas says SmackDown is totally getting stuck with Otis and Tucky. Oh, God.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Marcus Harrison that says, why?
It's his fault. It's Marcus Harrison's fault, by the way.
No, it's not.
Because of all that fish and
No, it has
broccoli he
nothing to do
cooks
with
in
it.
the microwave.
BS says, we have been vinced. No to Viking experience. Agreed. Austin Luff says, check Killian Dane's tweet, no more Sandy. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Apparently Sandy is completely
no
more.
moss. No moss.
Marshall Scott, thank you. Pete Santiago, if Viking experience leaves, they have the rights to War Machine. I would think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't notice this. Dylan Haggett says, did you guys hear Cole say shit out powerbomb?
Yeah, I think I did, and I sort of chuckled for a second, but I never really dig too deep into that.
Vincent Milage, there should be a Viking experience gimmick match where if you beat them, you get a free year of grog and a free tour of an authentic Viking ship.
There you go. That's good.
You should get a Scandinavian river cruise. You can visit the fjords.
The fjords. Jurgen Johnson and Johnson's Power Rank. Who opened that door behind Seth and Roman? Thereth Abada says Rawgate Whistleblowers number 1.
Oh, could be.
Rawgate Mutant number 2.
No, Rawgate Mutant's way too tall.
Vince.
I think he's about the same height as Seth. So no, whoever it was shorter than Seth.
Oh, okay.
BreakingControllers.com says the Going in Raw experience. Miguel Martinez has a good question. Should we stop investing in NXT if we're going to continue getting bad call-ups?
No, you should stop investing in main roster and only watch NXT.
Yeah.
And then just, they usually explain when somebody leaves NXT. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, War Raiders is going to be kind of interesting. Are they going to refer to them as War Raiders when they're in NXT?
I don't know.
Or are they going to go back to the Viking experience?
They're going to have to have Morrow and Percy and Nigel go back to the studio and overdub a bunch of VO.
It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating.
Or are they just completely no-sell it, which is what they
Vince
should do.
just testing out, like, how solid NXT's logistics are? Like, oh, I'm really going to mess with them. They think they're so much better. I'm going to really mess with them. I'm going to bring up a tag team, rename them, knowing full well they are the champions down there, and they have to figure out how to, like, either retape, redub, repackage. I don't know what.
I don't know either. Nick C got my shirts and stickers. Thanks, friendos. Thank you, Nick C.
Daniel Morris here on the Patreon question thread says, Sanity, buried or no? They are officially buried.
Yeah.
This is if we actually have a literal burial. They are no more.
Like Eric Young was just announced as being moved over to Raw.
Yeah.
He didn't even show up.
No. That is it. That is done. It is buried.
Eric Young has a better chance for success on We Book Raw.
Oh, man.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah. What is that? What is our We Book WrestleMania?
That's over 6,000 last I checked.
Y'all are dropping the ball, by the way, because we also had our Raw After Mania, which was also very compelling, and only 3,000 people watched that. I don't know. I mean, when you're doing the same kind of numbers, like within the ballpark of fun and WCW, it's not good. Oh, 8,000.
Oh,
We book our WrestleMania is at over 8,000.
Cool.
And yet the Raw After Mania didn't retain any of that.
know,
Only
man.
1/4.
I don't know, man. Marcus Harrison breaking up Sanity. The pew 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 pew. The Viking experience. Lacey Evans being more sexualized. Steve Larson. I don't like it. Change it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. I sort of chuckled to Lacey. You got to use your influence. And she's like, yeah, she's like rubbing up on her thigh a little
thighs
bit.
And stuff. I'm like,
you're on the line of doing something that just, I don't know, 2019 is not going to appreciate, you know?
Mm-hmm. Twinewinder 1, AEW no longer needs to be excellent or great. They only need to be competent to surpass WWE.
Yeah. 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 You know, it's going to be, I think that the WWE is kind of, they're going to be fine, but it will be interesting to see if there is any sort of response. If All Elite comes out the gate, and creatively, it's a very satisfying show.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a very satisfying show, creatively, week to week, month to month, for the first 6 months or whatever, it will be very interesting to see if there is any type of similar response from WWE.
Yeah,
because
no.
what we saw last night is so thoroughly not it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. JC Zephyr, thank you. Griffin Cologne, thank you. Miguel Martinez, should future NXT signees just sign exclusive contracts just for NXT and not main roster? I don't think that's probably going to be an opportunity afforded to them. They signed a WWE contract, and wherever they are told to go, I'm guessing they have to go.
Yeah, I don't think at all that they're going to be able to do.
It would be interesting if someone's of, say, Matt Riddle. And I know he has higher aspirations than just NXT. He wants to retire Brock Lesnar. But someone of that magnitude, Adam Cole, a really huge name signing from the independent ranks that has a brand, especially now with AEW being a thing. If they just went to had a meeting with Triple H and said, here's the deal. I believe in NXT. I think NXT's got a bright future. That's where I want to go. That's where I want to stay. I see what happens in the main roster. It's a disaster. So the choice for me is not between WWE and AEW, it's between NXT and AEW. If it's not written in the verbiage of my contract that I can stay in NXT for as long as I want to, I'm going to go to AEW.
Well, the conversation, I think, would probably be more along the lines of what we had heard was offered the Young Bucks. That's going to be the conversation. It's going to be...
You get 6 months.
Yeah, main roster is fine. Like, do with me what you will, but if I don't like my creative... And if I don't have a say over my name changes, because what you're saying is exactly correct. The people out there with stroke, the people out there that WWE really wants, that's an additional piece of leverage. Hey, we saw what you did with the War Machine. We saw what you did with them. And it's crap. And no, we don't want to be renamed. So put that in the contract. Write that in the contract. It's just another piece of leverage. And they're WWE's shooting themselves in the foot because they are now showing everybody additional ways in which you can be sort of humiliated. Here's what I don't want to have happen. Put that in the contract and we'll be fine.
What was Bret Hart's term? Character assassination?
Yeah.
Mon E. I can't recall WWE ever booking a face WWE champion as part of a stable like Kofi and the New Day. That's usually a heel trope. How about you guys? When Triple H first won, he was a heel when he first won the title. I think he was in DX anymore.
He wasn't in DX, no.
I mean, technically, NWO Wolfpack was a face faction when Kevin Nash beat Goldberg. Of course, the next night, that all changed.
Yeah, but this is specifically about WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're talking about, but... It's not a terrible point, actually, because I have to sort of think about it.
Yeah, me too. Evolution, they were heels. Yeah, I have to think
Although
about
they
that.
came out celebrating I mean, people were popping in Randy Orton that when they turned on Randy Orton when he won that title, they they did the thing with the thumbs down. They dropped
Yeah, that
him.
was Orton's face turn.
That was his face turn.
They
Yeah.
weren't faces at the time. Tommy Cat, Viking Experience, another tag team ruined.
Yeah, but they were booked pretty well.
Reggie Torian, Vince treats NXT like it's WCW.
Yeah, dude, it is. And you mentioned this off camera, and that was something that we didn't really mention here. I firmly believe that Triple H is a professional.
Yeah. This is gonna be so discouraging for him.
Did you ever watch the video that I mentioned of him just being thoroughly annoyed?
No, I have not.
Okay. Now I know he's got a lot going on, and maybe in his head, none of it. It's like, well, my job is to bring them up, to build their brand on NXT, and then Vince does what he does on main. It would have to be disheartening.
Oh heck yeah, man!
It would have to be, right?
I would think so.
Unless he looks at the Viking Experience name change through strictly a business lens. Well, we can't have a war. Okay, they'll get over. It doesn't really matter.
But you see, especially what a tight knit group.
Yeah, I know.
He
treats them like they're his kids.
I know, and like everybody there seems to really get along. It seems to be a real team effort.
Yeah.
And you see when people leave how emotional they are about getting called to the main roster. I know some people, from the day even before they started wrestling, the dream was to get to the main roster to have their moment on the largest stage possible.
Yeah.
And maybe, for example, I'll use War Raiders as an example. The name is immaterial compared to being there and having the opportunity to prove themselves on that large of a stage, and I understand that. But at the same time, from Triple H's perspective, he seems to really invest himself in the product at NXT in developing the men and women there, and to have all that hard work just tossed aside when we get to the main roster. And in some instances, seemingly willfully sabotaged by Vince.
Yeah. Okay, well, here would be my speculative counter on that.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to what I always say is numero uno, and that's the dinero, man. That's the money.
Yeah.
So you have let's bring you guys in, War Machine. You guys are great. I think you're terrific. Close bond with these guys, even though they haven't been around that long. But we're just using them as an example, right? The day of, hey guys, I've got great news for you. You're getting called up to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's awesome. And then Triple H might be there, might not be when they're signing the contract, which is going to then raise their pay probably 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for a big act like War Machine, I'm thinking they're making probably the $90,000 level. We've heard that as sort of like the top line in NXT is $90,000.
Yeah.
And then they sign over to NXT, and now each of them are making, to main roster, they're each making $300,000 to $500,000 each a year. I mean, especially these days when the TV money is there and all elites out there, they're going to expect a big raise.
Mm-hmm.
So they get this big paycheck. That is probably like 90% of it. You know, it's like, yeah, I got some news though. Vince is thinking of renaming you guys. That's just part of the territory.
Yeah.
But congratulations, because now you're on the big time.
Yeah.
And now you're making the big time money.
Yeah.
And that's going to make somebody happy. So I would think that maybe getting to the big dance, now it's time to go prove yourself. You might get saddled with a crap name, but you got to deal with it and make something out of it. Maybe that's the attitude that he has.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would think that means a lot more than just, here's a crap name. Hey, Bob
Well,
Roode,
I'm sure he can't go up to people getting called up that spent time with him in NXT and to say, hey, you're getting called up to main, but guess what? You're changing your name to something garbage. He wouldn't present it to him like that. He would.
No, and I don't even think he'd think of it that way, though. I don't. I really don't. Because it's like, hey, these are human beings. And yeah, listen.
I don't think he'd ever present it to anybody in that way. But in to himself, he might think, gosh, what a way to really hamstring this new call-up here.
I don't know. I just think that
because I think there's a very particular reason why they brand people and why they craft characters a certain way in NXT. Because it worked probably well for the NXT crowd. But also, I think it's like for Bob Roode, for instance. That was a character that played to his strengths. You could tell that he felt completely comfortable inhabiting that character.
Yeah.
Totally and completely.
Yeah. Like
it wasn't work for him. He can go out there and you put a mic in his hand. He could drop an awesome promo. Mm-hmm. You put him in the ring with that character. That first match he had against Nakamura was fantastic. Mm-hmm. From the way his character approached the match. And it told a really good story.
Yeah.
And we don't see any of that.
Yeah.
We don't see any of that on the main roster. I understand from the wrestling perspective, they really pare things down. I mean, Nakamura talked about it when you spoke to him, about having to really dial things back and just getting to the major beats of the story. But from a character perspective, like I'm sure Triple H knows, okay, I know what Bob Roode's skill set is. I know what he does really well. Mm-hmm. And here in NXT, we could tailor to the strengths of the talents we have here. Whereas on main roster, I don't feel like they think about that whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, you just look back at the Emelina thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I understand what Vince was maybe going for with that character, but you look at Emma's body of work and you can see it's a bad fit.
Yeah, but I think I mean, getting back to the Triple H thing, like initially when we were talking about it, I was like, yeah, he's probably really disheartened about it. But I don't know, thinking about it now, it's like he back in the Attitude Era, what was he? He was a shark. So you either go out there and you figure it out or you don't. I've done my job. I'm too busy to worry about what they're gonna do with him on main roster. I kind of feel like that's probably his take on things.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because otherwise,
I'll just go back to the atmosphere of NXT and how tight knit everybody is, and I feel it seems like Triple H invests in them as people.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, I agree, but
you can from a
but how does that translate then to? Hey, Bob Roode, they're going to turn you from heel to face. You got to go out there and do what you can do.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how.
Faith in you.
I'm sure he would present it to him that way, but I'd be surprised if somewhere inside him he's like, man, if they had done things slightly different, they would have. Like Bob Roode could have gotten on a way better foot if they had done something different.
Yeah,
I'm sure he presents it to him like, hey, this is different than what we're doing in NXT. I believe in you. We've invested a lot of time in developing you. I think you could do this. It's going to be a challenge, but you're up for the task. I'm sure that's how he presents it to somebody because he can't go up to somebody who just got called up and got a crap name change or a crap gimmick change and says, hey, hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. At least you're getting a fat paycheck. You're not going to go up and talk to him about it in that regard. Yeah. You're going to try to be positive. Totally, 100%. But at the same time, I feel like a little bit of Triple H dies every time something like this happens.
Could be. I don't know. I think he's got more important things to worry about.
Oh, he might.
Nate Ryan.
I mean, if it was like a one-off thing, maybe. But if it's like every 90% of the time someone gets called from NXT, it's bungled. Either he just says, I just can't like emotionally deal with this anymore, completely removes himself, but it doesn't seem to be the case in terms of how he's interacting with NXT talents these days.
We used to have a discussion about Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And going out there every time and Vince waffling every time about putting the Universal title on him. The fans obviously not on board with the presentation of Roman Reigns and how Roman Reigns would have felt about it. And I think I was on the side of, well, he's got to completely disconnect himself, like, because he's a business person.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I honestly don't know. And you were sort of like, well, no, I think he probably has to die a little bit inside every time he goes out there. And he's
it's hard. I would just think from a human perspective. I mean, it's probably a situation where one thing leads to the other. It was probably a situation where at first he'd maybe go out there and was not getting the response that he had hoped for. And eventually you have to learn to just, all right, well, it just is what it is.
This isn't even close here. Thayer Thabata says, which name change is worse? War Raiders to the Viking Experience or Punishment Martinez to Damian Priest?
Damian Priest isn't bad at all.
Here's the thing. You can shorten that to Damian or Priest, and you'll be totally fine.
Actually, Damian Priest isn't terrible.
And a lot of people, I don't know if I agree with this or not. I really love the name Punishment Martinez.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
You think it's really good too, right?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Damian Priest is a decent name. It's on par with Aleister Black.
Yeah, I think he's going to be essentially the new Aleister Black in NXT, based on what he said about his name change.
But then they might change it again. Now all bets are off.
I know.
What are they going to rename XYZ?
I don't know.
What are they going to rename Matt Riddle? You know?
I know.
Tom Joke.
The Bro Experience. Tommy Cat, AOP, and Sandy was booked well. First match also on the main roster. Yeah, Sandy beat New Day in a tables match on a pay-per-view. Marcus Harrison, Steve, how dare you come at me for my fish and broccoli experience? I got your back, Marcus.
That's his name now, the Fish and Broccoli Experience.
I got your back. You
Marcus Harrison, can you please now change your name on YouTube so that when you put in these super chats to the Fish and Broccoli Experience, if you're so into this gimmick of yours, show us.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The friendo Richie Rich asks, how did Miz get bloody exactly?
Wayward punch from Shane, I would think.
Or was it when he got thrown over the barrier?
Maybe he hit his head in a chair or something.
That could be. Yeah, I swallow. That's good. His name, you read his name out loud. It's very rude. Should Lars Sullivan only show up a couple times a month? He shouldn't have a Brock Lesnar schedule, but he shows up when his character wants to and destroys people when he does. I think him being on TV every week would hurt his character in the long run. I think him being on TV at all hurts his character in the long run.
Yeah.
Greg Morris. So when the Undisputed Era debuts, they'll be called Unquestionable Age. I think everybody needs to get so prepared for being massively underwhelmed when they debut. Just massively underwhelmed. I have faith in Alan Cold, but the Undisputed Era, as great as they could be, I don't think it's going to happen, man. I don't think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Just seeing if there's any last questions here. We're running really long on the show today, which is fine.
It's a lot to discuss.
A lot to unwrap. That's true. James Fletcher asks, who will be the most successful brand swap on Raw?
I will say
if Joe goes to Raw, I think he'll have a good run. If they do that, because I really think that once Braun beat the crap out of EC3, he was supposed to go out there and try to put him in the clutch. But Joe was sick.
Joe was supposed to do the same with Braun. That's what I read. I mean, I think the safest answer is the Usos.
Oh, because the competition's so crap.
Yeah, that's the obvious answer. That's the safe answer.
Experience is there. So,
I mean, Miz and Shane's going to continue on Raw, which is good.
Finn has a solid shot at the WWE title now.
Yeah.
So does
But
Drew if
so
he
does,
goes.
yeah, Drew or even Bob Lashley, I would say.
I mean, that title's going to have some good names on its lineage.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope they dick around with the Universal title, too. Give that to some people. I was really, part of me was hoping that Finn Andrade match, when it started, I was like, ooh, is it going to be for the title?
Mm-hmm.
Then Andrade wins the title. Finn goes over to SmackDown. Joe stays there.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good. Nope.
He's going to take the IC title over there.
Yep.
Unless the blue was, I mean, last night, if he was going to go to SmackDown, wouldn't he have worn red?
But he knows that last year he wore blue before the shakeup, so he's trolling the previous troll, which means blue to SmackDown confirmed.
Wow. Okay.
That's the math there, man.
All right. I like it. Anyways, $5 and up patrons, stay tuned. We got some non-news for you coming up.
Today,
And it's Truth Exposed. We got to find a Truth Exposed video. Want to say thanks to everybody. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.